DJ Heat, DCMumboSauce.com interview series, interview number 2 for the year. This is a big one. I'm proud of this one. My little brother, my homie, he goes by the name of DC Don Juan. What's going on, baby?
My musical beginning, I was a 9th grader taking on 12th graders battling. I was doing a battle rap thing. Rapping, pom, pom, pom. People was like, oh my God, like this kid is amazing, you know? But it took to that to making songs.
Okay.
Then it became like a little, not group thing, but I would say like a neighborhood thing. Okay. You know, my Capitol Heights friends, we formed a group called Backstreets. Okay. It was me, Boo Yang, Big Time, and General, you know? Just having fun in my basement, you know, grouping up, making songs for the hood, everybody loving it. So, you know, I started feeling myself. But that also brought me notoriety, you know what I mean? Started going out, performing on U Street, the legendary U Street, you know? U-Turn, met Dre all day in the paint, met a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Then I met Thoroughbred, like you said.
Right.
When I met Thoroughbred, that's when I knew music is what I want to do. Because I was already rolling with Backstreets and my New York team, UN. Okay. Like, UN came to me in around 2002, you know? And that's where my brother's at. You see my brother Fever on stage with me every day. And you see my brother Square that's still living in New York. But that's like UN's a way of life. I don't consider that a rap group. That's just my brother. They're going to be with me whether they choose to rap or not. Okay. So Thoroughbred came. When Thoroughbred came, I really found out, like, yeah, I really want to do this music thing. You know what I mean? T2 was the producer. Smarty Jones was the brain behind the orchestra, you know what I mean? So once we got everything together, I started moving, doing other shows out of state, out of town, you know. I started, you know, feeling myself, got a little buzz, you know what I mean? But I'm still connected with my Capitol Heights group, you know. I moved to Denver because T2 knew DeMar Johnson.
Okay, DeMar at the time played for
the Denver Nuggets. And I tell you, that's where I said, you know what? This is it. Like my transformation from graduating from high school to me and T2 like moving straight out to Denver, like driving Maybachs, driving Phantoms, wearing $100,000 jewelry. I was living the life, you know, and I was a teenager at the time. I was like 18, 19 years old, you know what I mean? And DeMar was blessing me. I was best friends with Allen Iverson, with Carmelo Anthony, with living a dream, you know? So it's like, okay, I'm living a dream, but this is not mine. This is not my car I'm riding in. This is not my jewelry. So it's like I wanted to find my niche. While I was out there, I was still rapping. So, you know, I got a call from my previous manager, and he said, we're going down to Atlanta. I want you to move with me. That was a golden opportunity. Like, you know what I mean? I moved to Atlanta. Instantly Heat. You know, I was on the phone with you constantly, yo. I'm in the studio with Polo the Don, oh my God. You know what I mean? I'm working with Boo and Gotti, oh my God. And that's when I knew that everything that I was doing paid off, you know, because I never had a job in my life. So it was like I put all my eggs in that one basket, which is music, you know what I mean? And that's when I knew that this is what's going on.
Right. And the Atlanta, I think that's when I got to know you, when you was making that Denver to Atlanta transition. Because I tell everybody this, shout out to white folks. When I did my first Mumbo Sauce mixtape about 4 years ago or so, white folks sent me a song with you on it. I was like, wow.
And the content of that song.
But I was like, wow, this guy, he's good, you know? And I love the travel. I always love white folk style. But I'm hearing somebody new, and I was like, wow, this Don Juan guy stands out. So I would go out, like, I'll see you on a flyer, like, let me go see this guy. When Dre would throw an event, I was like, Don Juan. And I was just impressed.
Thank you.
And to see your growth.
Thank you.
Through all of that. So let's talk about that.
But you see, another thing is, I love to, whenever I was with Backstreets, whenever I was with Thoroughbred, even UN, Top Dog Hill, shout out, I always promoted myself as Don Juan, like solo. Like, it used to be Don Juan and Backstreets, Thoroughbred and Don Juan. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always did that. So I believe, like, I thank white folks, I thank Thoroughbred, I thank UN, I thank everybody that had a part to play in what made me now. You know what I mean? And now I'm appreciative that the world get to see what Don Juan is about. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So Atlanta, let people, how were you able to link up in Atlanta with people such as Polo the Don, and let everybody know who else you worked with while in Atlanta?
Atlanta was a grinding state, you know. I had some people out there that I hooked up with. They used to create clothes and sneakers and stuff, Street Casso. So we did it as a local thing because I knew him from Bronx, New York. You know, so when I grew up with him, we moved to Atlanta. We started doing some things, clothing. His brother worked at a bar. So we talked to the owner, and we started doing Catwalk Thursdays at a bar. Every Thursday in the underground was Catwalk Thursdays, Don Juan's night. You know, I loved it. That brought a little buzz in. I met a lady. She brought me to a Franchise Boy video shoot.
Wow.
I was in the I'm in the what is it, the neck talking out the side of your neck. Yep, boom. Yeah. I'm in that video, so I gained a good relation. You know, from there, I went to Shorty Low. I was in the Done It All video. Right. You know, so I'm gaining a lot of reputation and a lot of notoriety in Atlanta now. Chilling with Gucci, I'm chilling with all these other people. So the lady that I met, who originally brought me to the Franchise Boys video shoot, brought me to Zach's studio. Everybody knows Zach's studio. That's Polo the Don's in those studio where they record at. So I went in there, you know, let them hear some of my music, and the vibe was just clicking, you know. I was in there when Kerry Hilson made "Turning Me On."
Wow.
Gucci Mane was on the original version of that, but yeah, people don't know that. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne. When I seen the video with Lil Wayne on it, it brought me to reality because I'm like, I was there.
There to witness.
Yeah, I was there. You know what I mean? So it was like. But, you know, I was living in Atlanta when they made the song, but I was living in D.C. when the song came out. So it showed me how long it takes.
For a single.
You know, even if you're a celebrity. You know what I mean? It take that footwork. You know what I mean? But gaining good relations. And then I bumped into Young Berg's brother by the name of Cap One. Yeah, my man, Richie Rich. He's real cool with me. Brought me in the studio. He helped me. I mean, I was writing a lot of songs for him, for Boo and Gotti, for not even writing a lot for them, but with them. You know what I mean? And we just gained chemistry as well. And it was just all chemistry. One thing about me, as you could probably vouch for, is once you get to know Don and you get close to Don, it's a bond made. You know what I mean? Because I'm not arrogant, I'm not ignorant, and I'm not a nuisance. You know what I mean? Real talk.
I definitely, and it's amazing to hear all this that you're working, all the people you're working with. You still unsigned at the time.
I was still unsigned.
Still unsigned. So let's fast forward a little bit now. Lookie Lookie, big single. When did you first record Lookie Lookie?
I recorded Lookie Lookie in 2008.
2008.
December.
And it's now 2010.
Yeah.
So I guess to piggyback, like you said, you got to see how Kerry Hilson created something years ago and how long it took to be a single. Right. Lookie Lookie, the push behind that. Explain to the people, like, I said this before the other day on Twitter, like, I don't think artists in this area know how long it takes for a single to build. They don't. I want you to talk to the people about the whole Lookie Lookie experience, getting it to pop.
Well, what I had to realize first is you can't call a song a single every 2 weeks. And that's what a lot of artists was doing. You know, they was new single by new single. You can't do it. You got to focus on one single and push it. Not saying that Lookie Lookie was my single. Right. I was in Atlanta pushing Catwalk. Okay. I came back to DC pushing Catwalk. Catwalk was my single. Right. I dropped Lookie Lookie as just a song, just to let people hear. And the demand for it took control. I can't tell somebody how I can't refollow them footsteps, put it like that, like, because the people wanted Lookie Lookie. You feel me? While I'm sitting here trying to push Catwalk, Lookie Lookie is blowing up. So I took the proper precaution to do what I had to do to get Lookie Lookie to where it needed to be. I made it not a song, but I made it a way of life and a movement. You know what I mean? It was hard. It was a recession time. Lookie Lookie was about feeling good. It's about self-pride, being in love with yourself, and the people needed it at the time, you know? And that helped me out as well. Plus, it goes along with my character, my personality. You know, I'm so humble and I'm so innocent, you know? And that's what I do, and that's what I believe in. So Lookie Lookie, what better way to bring the world out first than how I really am? Exactly. Lookie Lookie, you know? And I think, to tell you the truth, to tell all the other artists, like, it pushed itself. You got to find that song that pushed itself. You can't, at the same time, you can't make a song be bigger than you, but you can't make a song. The song got to make you.
My name is Don Juan, and I love